Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. We are back in the forest and I will take you for a walk once again, so get yourself ready, put your shoes on, or even better, go barefoot. And we have an important topic to talk about. Today we have a 4th of April, 4-4, and some call it a portal is open, 4-4 portal is open. And what it means energetically? Well, if we become more intuitive right now, and we go into the science of numerology, number 44 is called the master number, which has a name, the healer. And today's topic is all about that, and let's see where we're going with it. So we need to remind ourselves that we are the healers, that we are the alchemists, that we are the architects of our lives, right? But so often we are defined by our memories, so we forget about our creative capacity. And creative capacity can only be accessed when we are playful, right? When we are joyful. So we need to discover the source of joy in our lives. We need to discover the source of playfulness so we can become more playful. And there's so many things to be joyful about, so many things to be playful about. And I want to remind you today to become, or not to become, but to find a source of joy in your life, because we are all joyful about something. Because why it is important? Well, because of many reasons, but to me one of the biggest reason why it's important to be joyful is because when we are joyful we become creative, and when we are creative we can create what we want to see in our lives. For me, I love to create art. To me it's the greatest form of playfulness is painting. It was, since I've started, it became like that. Before that it was extreme sports. I'm coming from freestyle mountain biking, and I've discovered a great playfulness in that sport because it allowed me to be creative. But when I've started painting, I've discovered a whole another level of playfulness. Like you can create whatever you want. But then when we go deeper, we recognize, what if we become more playful about living our lives, and we notice, well, I can do things playfully and I experience more energy than ever before, and suddenly I can invest it into what's important to me, and suddenly I create results that I always wanted to see, right? That's why it's so important to be playful. So when it comes to a healer, it comes to a person who decides to leave behind a better world than he or she found it, right? And to fully understand what it means that we decide to live our lives the way that our footprints can have healing effects on society, right? And it means that we need to be creative so we can start living our own authentic lives. Because only when we live authentically, we discover who we truly are, right? And once we discover who we truly are, we discover the great potential of ourselves. It can be discovered by listening to others. If I say to you, find your greatest potential, it will not change anything in your life, right? It will not change anything. But if I say to you, to focus on what feels the most natural, you may start digging a bit deeper into those aspects. Like for me, creative expression feels like something I could do all day long. And sometimes putting together certain concepts that can be practical is just something I love to do, something I love to practice in my life to see what works. And when I find what works, I share with you, and it's something that just is natural for me. And then, for example, if somebody shares an inspiring story with me, I can easily transform it into a painting. It's just a natural process for me, like really easy thing. And when I've started noticing that those things feel truly easy for me, truly natural, I've started structuring my life around it. So I created this YouTube channel that allows me to express myself, to share my art with you. And we built a whole community here of creative people, people which are also doing a similar work. So, you see, when you start living more authentic life, you also start touching people who are interested in living more authentic lives, and suddenly we build communities of people who are seeking to become more authentic, and that is already a healing journey. Because even if you haven't discovered what makes you authentic, you are on a path of discovery, and that's already a healing work. So you are on a path of a healer. And even if it doesn't feel like that, you may notice that people are coming to you for healing. Like people who have many troubles in their life are coming to you and they naturally just open up. Have you noticed that? Like people who are deeply wounded, challenged by many different things, come to you and they just open up. Maybe complete strangers come to you and they just open up. It's because you have that healing energy, because you know that there's something more to life and you are discovering it, right? And then a healer, one of the most important realizations for the healer is that healer is constantly discovering. Healer is independent of external critics and opinions, because when he or she truly wants to realize or in tune with the answer of his present challenge, he goes or she goes within. Why? Because nobody can understand your life's path. Nobody can understand your life's path. And what it means? Well, it means that everybody can be smart for others, but when it comes to our own lives, it's a leap of faith. It's often a leap of faith, right? Especially when we go through the dark night of the soul and we need to leave behind everything we knew because we are faced with something unknown. So we kind of need to let go of all the beliefs that we had about life, and we need to surrender to a deep calling that comes from the heart, and we don't really know if we can trust it, but at the same time we feel like there is no other way, right? And then we do it, we surrender to that feeling, and it brings us to somewhere where it feels like we always belong there, right? So to me it happened when I started this journey. When I started painting, it was like from where this idea came from. But when I started doing that, it was like, well, I just it was meant to be, right? That's where we say that there's a divine path for everything, and there's a divine timing, and healer understands that. So when you discover what is your divine path, you also discover a divine timing for that. And then you need to put what you've discovered into practice, because we all discover a certain answer. And whatever we discover, we need to put it into practice. For me, it was painting, and back at that time, I've noticed there was so many visions I had in my mind, like so many creative ideas. I want to draw it, I want to put it out, and I decided to learn to paint. And for me, to put it into practice, I said I will do one painting a day. I will do one painting a day, and let's see where it will take me. So I've started doing one painting a day, and it took me onto a whole new journey of creative expression. I've started enjoying so much at that. So I'm sharing this with you because there must be something within you right at this moment that is kinda navigating you to where you already know that you need to be. And you already know what you should do. And the question is why you're not doing it already. Or if you're doing it, why you're doubting so much into yourself. Why you're doubting so much into yourself. I want to read a quick message for you. That something I wrote today just for this day. It's simple, but I think it's important. So this message goes like, all your hard work is paying off. You can leave your worries behind and fully embrace the version of yourself that you are becoming. You deserve all these blessings. Your vision for the future is coming true in a greater light than you could ever expect. So let it sink in, because it's beautiful. A positive message. We all need some inspiration here and there, some reasons to trust, right? Sometimes we may say, well, nothing is working in our favor, but at the same time, your life is falling apart, so the new one can emerge, right? And at the same time, a new self is emerging, and at the same time, you're letting go of the old skin, right? You're letting go of what doesn't serve you anymore, and that is a painful process because you are shattering yourself. You need to let go of certain beliefs that are not helping you to grow anymore, and you need to shift your perception, and that process is not easy, but it's a process of a healer. So once you discover what you need to discover, you put it into practice. And once you put it into practice, you need to try it over and over again and to move through all those failures that are teaching you how much you're actually growing, right? Every time we fail, we learn something new. And when we learn something new, we grow. And when we grow, we change. And when we change, our energy changes. We're not the same person anymore. You're not the same person anymore. So when you change, your life changes. Your reality starts changing. You start making new results. You start meeting new people. And if your intentions are healing and your actions reflect your intentions, results will be healing. So you start making healing effects on the world. And that is a profound work, right? Isn't it? Isn't that so? That is a profound work for me. And that's how you become that new version of yourself. So I want to give you a bit of encouragement that you're doing a great job. Even if right now you see no results, you are the result, right? And when you liberate yourself from all those needs because you experience a sense of lack, because something is not present yet, remind yourself that there's a divine timing to everything. There's a divine timing to everything, and I've experienced that so many times that I just know it's true. And I'm sure you know someone who would say to you that that he or she thought that nothing will work out, but in the end everything clicked. In the end everything happened. Like, I have no idea how it happened, but it happened just at the right time, right? Just at the right time. So our analytical minds try to predict everything because we want to feel safe, right? It gives us a sense of security. But our hearts want to give us a sense of adventure. That's why we need to find balance between these two different dimensions. It's good to use your mind for creating, but it's also great if you use your heart for guidance, for a compass, because it is navigating you towards where you need to be, and right now you don't know where it is, so you will soon discover it. And again, a healer is a person who's walking like his or her future self. So what it means? Well, Right now you are who you are, but there's infinite different future versions of yourself, and you are not searching for them, you are creating them. So when you decide to who you want to become, it's a great responsibility to become that version of yourself. So as much as we are creative, as we are expanding our creative capacities, we're also expanding the possibilities of who can we become. And if we follow the sense of what feels the most natural, we will become the most natural, right? Like when I'm designing my future, I always ask myself, okay, what feels the most natural? Like how I want to feel in the future, and usually, like I want to feel connected. I want to feel even more connected with life than I am right now. I want to feel even more connected with people around me that I am. I want to be even more creative. So I'm asking myself, how would it feel like? How would it feel like to be even more connected with life? And I close my eyes and I imagine myself being one with nature, so I experience that sense of connection, and I meditate on that, and I call up that energy into my body. And I ask myself, well, what kind of behaviors I would demonstrate as that future version of myself. And it doesn't mean that you should do something like that, but you should ask yourself who you are becoming. If you have some material needs that are not present yet, well, ask yourself, how would it feel if those things would be already present, and what would you do differently if you are the generator of them, right? If you're the generator of money, would you be more productive in your life? Would you search for new opportunities instead of just punishing yourself mentally for what's not present? What would you do differently? That's a job of a healer. So remind yourself to walk into your future as the future version of yourself. Check up your body posture, your facial expression. Check up your beliefs. Are your beliefs reflecting who you are becoming? And just ask yourself, reflect on that, right? Ask yourself, does my today's actions reflect who I am becoming? And every single day, when you finish your day, every single night, reflect on how your day went. That's how you remind yourself that you are the healer, my friends. You are the healer, the alchemist, the architect. So never forget that. Never forget who you are. My friends, I will leave you here. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power from this magnificent forest. I hope you've enjoyed in today's walk. And thanks to all of you for supporting my art in my Etsy shop. I draw my passion. You're all truly appreciated. I love you all. Till next time, one love.